definitely beings inside. And
You're
tunnels
the
and
first
everything.
human to agree with me.
Am I human? That's the other thing.
Welcome to This Random Life. We are here with a wonderful human, maybe possibly human, maybe alien, maybe reptilian. No, we'll find out.
We'll
Maybe,
find
maybe
out.
not. And Rebecca, you are the owner of three different businesses: Fuse, Gypsy Groomer, and Heart Star Farm LLC.
I am.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. My mind's just got blown from the first 10 seconds of talking to you. So obviously I'm doing really good. Let me ask you, I was trying to dig deeper into Fused. What do you do at Fused?
So my Fused by Rebecca Previn is my spiritual services
Okay.
business. I am an attuned Reiki master.
Okay.
I'm a shamanic practitioner. I'm a QHHT, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique
Whoa.
practitioner. I'm a Magna Wave practitioner, an artist, grid worker, all of the
Whoa.
fun energy transmuting things. And I also make a bunch of spiritual tools. So the Fuse kind of infuses all of that and gives me a space to be able to offer those things.
That's awesome. Have you ever been to CSL over here?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Sweet. Cindy Grimes is one of my favorite people. We'll tag her, and we'll tag Fuse and Rebecca. You already know this deal. Okay, cool. So you do that, and then also at Heart Star Farm, you do like drum circles and stuff there. Is that also like involved with your Fuse?
Yes. So the Heart Star Farm, is my residency where my horses live, my donkeys, and all of that fun stuff.
Cool.
And I have just started the process of bringing it into a boutique spiritual sanctuary. So I'm offering drum circles, one-on-one ceremonies, small private ceremonies, no more than 10 people for really anything other than drum circles. Drum circles, anyone can show up to those. So yeah, it's just a conscious community space that's being offered to the public at certain times.
That's really cool. I know a lot of people that would be interested in like maybe renting out some space with you.
Oh hell yeah, send them my way.
Yeah, I think that might be something we can work out. So your drum circle is drum circle and conscious community share.
Yes.
September 9th, 6 to 10 p.m.
Yes, and there will also be cacao served.
Yes.
So for those that don't know what cacao is, it's kind of like hot chocolate, but it's less sugary, kind of a little bit more bittery, and it really opens your heart chakra up. And so it's plant medicine, but not psychedelic plant medicine.
It doesn't trip you out or anything.
Exactly.
I did meditation at CSL, and they gave us cacao at the very beginning, and I was like, they're like, you can drink it all if you like, because everyone's like sipping it. I'm like, kind of good.
Yeah, like, can I have a little more?
Yeah, drink it all. I was like, okay, let's go. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really interesting that you do all that. Yeah. You have a lot of hats.
Yes, lots of hats.
So
lots of lives I've lived in this short
I feel like
incarnation.
I feel like when people are like talking about being reborn, I feel like we are reborn so many times in this life.
Oh yeah.
Because who I was yesterday, it was my friend's birthday, and obviously you know me by Juan. Everyone in Ocala knows me by Juan, but he said thank you, JJ, and I was like, oh wow, that was like a whole nother human lifespan that I like thinking back on that. It's like, yeah, I was reborn to Juan, and I'm so much better as the new Juan. There was like a Juan before this Juan, and that was not. We the like Juan. This one. Yeah, better? This one is the Juan and only.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So you do your Gypsy Groomer, which is like pet?
Mobile dog grooming.
Yeah.
And I started that back in 2015. So that's my longest running business.
Okay.
Technically, the horse farm is the same because that's when I moved down here.
Right.
But that was for, just horse boarding and stuff like that. But yeah, so the Gypsy Groomer, right now I have 2 mobile vans on the road, myself grooming in one, and then I have an employee, Kristen. She's been with me.
Wow.
Oh gosh, for 6 years, I think now. She's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You really got like that. So that business you really have like under wraps. You like are like expanding and broadening out.
Yeah. In 2021, I believe, I had 3 vans on the road, and I sold 2 of the vans because I was supposed to be moving,
Right.
didn't end up moving.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
how
Well,
Fuse got born, because I decided to stay, and I kind of had to figure out what else I was going to do with
right.
all of my time.
Mm.
So it all worked out the
You know
way
what?
that it was supposed to be.
Do you want to say why you ended up not moving?
Oh,
Like COVID or
no,
it was around
no,
that time?
no. So, my farm was on the market,
Okay.
and we had a ton of people coming in, but no one put any offers down. I found a cute little place in South Florida. My family lives down there, so I
Okay.
was gonna
We're
be
around
closer
South
to
Florida.
them. Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay. Okay. I'm from Port St. Lucie.
Oh,
So yeah, we're
nice.
pretty close. 30,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah. So I found a cute little 5 acre farm. It was like a fairy wonderland.
Yeah.
Everything was going great. And the sellers backed out at the
No.
last minute because they were buying another property also, and something went bad with their
Oh
inspection.
no.
So when they pulled out, I was like, oh no, I have all these animals. I can't have my place sell now and have nowhere to go.
Right.
So I ended up just staying. But with what I know now about my quote unquote purpose
Yeah.
for this incarnation, and all of the grid working I do with Pachamama or Mother Earth or Gaia, however you want to
Yeah.
call her, it makes sense why my
Just
farm didn't want to let
right.
me go.
That's fair. It does, and you creating Fuse and doing all these events, it definitely is like you were meant to stay there, so you can
Yes.
just grow from there.
Exactly. And there's 70 acre, or there is a 70 acre forest woods like type of thing, right next to my property. So literally you just walk out the gate and you're in this forest.
What?
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I guess she is in Pachamama,
Yeah,
wanted me
yeah.
to like
Well, it is
make
Mother
sure that
Earth.
it was staying
That's
all
awesome.
kosher.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love how like things like actually like work out like that
Oh,
sometimes. It
yeah.
always just happens to happen that way.
Flow state, when you just surrender to it all
Yeah.
and you just let it go.
Yep, that's where I'm at. We've been doing this. Me and my co-host, one of my co-host Elo, we were talking about how we've been doing this, and we've been just really on the grind, working extremely hard, but just always going with the flow. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. We didn't
Hmm.
like beat ourselves up over it, and if it worked out, we would put more energy into it, and it's been really working out really well. And we're like talking about like, man, just how much work we've been doing in the past 6 months. It's so crazy. And then we started actually looking into it. It's only been
Hmm.
2 months. And then we're like, oh wow, the flow, just everything just seems to happen for a reason. So
Yeah.
I really dig that.
Yeah.
So when you're doing the Gypsy Groomer,
Yes.
what's the hardest part? Because I know you're dealing with animals and stuff. Like, yeah, hardest part, and then what's your wildest animal you've cleaned up?
Oh, okay. The wildest part is honestly dealing with the owners, because you
Really?
get some that are really good and then some that are,
Yeah, not so
not so
happy.
great. I'm just kidding. All of my
All of them
clients
awesome.
are great.
Perfect.
But no, that's really the craziest part, dealing with the humans rather
Yeah,
than the animals.
yeah,
Because most of the time, even if a dog is nervous before I bring them into the van, they calm down immediately as soon as they get in there. If it's the Zen energy, the
yeah.
stress freeness of being close to home and not having to be taken somewhere and put in a cage
Right.
or whatnot. But sometimes the owners, they add a little bit more stress to the dog, because it's, oh, Fluffy doesn't want to go
It's
in.
like a parent taking their kid
Yes.
to day school for the first time.
Yes.
Makes sense.
But knock on wood, I have lots of really great clients, and I personally am only taking a few new ones because I have been grooming for so long. It's usually, and it's sad to say, but when a dog passes away, then I have openings to bring in new
Right,
clients.
right.
So it's only really then that I start bringing on new clients, and then have to deal with the little
Yeah,
touch go at the very
in the
beginning.
beginning
But
and stuff.
once they realize that Fluffy is okay, they're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
everything's
go ahead,
fine. Yeah, and
take
then you
her.
just constantly take it.
Yep.
That's. I mean, that's sad that you have to lose a customer to gain a customer, but still at the same time, it's got to be awesome to watch it. A dog. My dog just passed
Mm.
about a month ago, but to be able to have that like you're not like growing older with the dog, but you get to see the dog constantly. You get to see it
Yes.
change and
And
get
all the
older.
different
Yeah,
lifestyles that it
right.
goes through and life
It's really that's
changes.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
What I just realized the other day is that like to dogs we're immortal. Humans are immortals, like, to dogs' minds, or technically, because they live about 14, 15 years. And once we're like at a certain age, we don't really change that much.
Yeah.
So in like 14, 15 years, I'll be 30, 40 something, maybe in my 50s. My dog's gonna be like, wow, you haven't aged a day.
Yeah.
And I'm
You
gonna
look
be
so great.
yeah. But then I'm gonna have to deal with the same heartache that we had beforehand.
Yeah.
But dogs are amazing. Animals are amazing.
They
Now,
are amazing.
what is the most amazing animal that you've been able to handle? I mean, you have a farm as well, so
I
it's like
do.
not like just your grooming that you're like petting pets.
Yeah. So honestly, the coolest animal at a grooming job that I got to hang out with was Potbelly Pig. I didn't get
Okay.
to groom it, but I got to like love on it and rub
Right.
its belly. But I have miniature donkeys of my own. So, and I have one that is constantly bred, and so she's always popping out babies.
Right.
So
Oh,
I get to hang out with little
babies.
baby
Oh,
donkeys
that's
all
so
the time.
cute.
So I mean, they're the cutest.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous because they're already miniature,
Yeah.
and then you make a miniature baby doggy.
Yeah. Oh,
Whoa.
you can pick them up and like literally pick them up and just love.
Hold them. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
love them.
Do
Force
you
your
ever have
love on
like?
them.
Are you willing to ever have like students come to your farm, hang out with the animals, or like do anything like that? Something like that, maybe.
So been asked a lot if I'll do apprenticeships for like-minded individuals that
Right.
are interested in this kind of a path, and I'm also pushed from my who I've apprenticed under that I need to go ahead and do that. And I told her to wait until I'm 33. So I'm turning 32 next month in
Okay.
October. So I'm giving myself another year. But I do offer workshops for despacho making, which are offerings, and other spiritual things.
Okay.
So I'm kind of stepping my feet into
Okay.
that
Into the
water.
teacher role.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And you've been doing this for a while, so now you feel like you got like the information, the juice to hand off to everybody.
A little
A
bit. And
little bit
that's why I'm still like, oh, whoa, I'm not
tiptoeing
ready.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ever ready to really share knowledge.
Yeah.
But sharing knowledge is how knowledge gets passed around.
Right.
So
Right.
it's kind of like, gotta force yourself to do it.
It's like that kind of like that slight ego thing for me when it comes to sharing knowledge, because like I want you to succeed, but I don't want you to come back and be like, remember that thing I taught you? Yeah, I've been doing it for like 2 days. Here's a way better way of doing it. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, whatever, dude, you're right, you're cool. But no, that's awesome that you're definitely getting like baby stepping your way into the teacher role, because you're right,
Yeah.
it is the only way that we can even share this information, this data. And I feel like gatekeeping is so weird nowadays. I talked to Allison, shout out Allison at Morgue Maid, and she does taxidermy, like teaches taxidermy for like even kids to adults, and she's like not scared to share this information because it's like a it's a dying art. It's
Oh,
literally both
yeah.
of the things. It's a dying art, it's an art of dying of dead things, and it's also an art that's dying. And she's like if she doesn't go out there and teach the young ones,
Who is
who
going
is?
to?
And once they get to a certain age, like once you get a real job and a real career, and
Yeah,
you're
you
not going to
kind of
be like,
just
yeah,
focus on that
you're not going
and
to want to go take a taxidermy class. But if you're a kid, you get into it, that could be your niche.
yeah.
I met kids that do. Oh yeah, you're out. Shout out Matt Gray with the Oddities Market,
Ooh, ooh.
September 3rd Friday of every month. Um, uh, what's his name? Nova Spray Paint, the kid that does the spray painting.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's so good. Man, parents, start your kids early. Let them know what they like. Once they know what they like, let them just explore with that, and maybe they'll find a career. And then guess what? You'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, and let him be weird, because
Right.
the weird stuff really isn't that
It's
weird.
really not. It's only weird in perspective.
Exactly. But only to certain perspectives.
Yeah, only certain perspective, and those are the people not buying. I agree. That's what I love about the Auditors Market. There's so many random wild things out there.
Yeah.
Even the art, not from the art to the everything, the taxidermy, the backpacks that are all made, even the laser work. That's awesome. And yours, you had the with the feathers.
Yes, the smudge fans.
Yeah, what are those like? What are
So I have some with me. Do you want me to pull them
let's
out?
see them. Yeah, let's
Dun,
pull
dun,
them out.
dun, dun. So, with all of the fun earth keeping things that I do, I am gifted different tools from nature itself, from different animals. And spiritual hygiene, I think, is one of the most important things out there. And a
Agreed.
lot of people don't practice it, which there's nothing against those kind of people, but let's make them aware of it.
Right.
So everything is energy.
Yes.
And we pick up other people's energy, other people pick up our energy, we pick up energy.
Yes.
And
From our social media, from our phones, from our driving. Yes.
Everything and everywhere. And so it's really important to make sure at the end of the day or throughout the day that we're cleansing ourselves, just like you would clean yourself after you get dirty. You want to clean yourself after you're around other people, other beings, other things. So these smudge pans are great because they give you, this is one of the little smudge kits that I sell. um, so when you're smudging yourself or others, you have either sage or Palo Santo. This is some white sage. And when you light it on fire, the smoke kind of billows up and just hangs out. Well, to have the smoke actually cleanse you and move all of the energy around, that's where we bring in the feathers. And so, different types of feathers, different sizes, different feels. Really, it's whatever calls to a certain person. But as the smoke is going, you can direct it with the feathers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do the feathers mean something different, or is it just to look nice? Is there like a purpose of the feathers? Because that one's gorgeous.
Thank
That one's so
you.
pretty. It's like really artistically made and everything. Like these are too, but like there's a
Yeah,
difference.
there is a difference. So some of them are made more for show, some of them are made more for use, some of them have both avenues that they can go down, and then it's really what the person is looking for. If they want something that can double as a beautiful art piece as well, or if they're looking for something that's just functional.
Okay.
So, for instance, this would be just functional.
Okay.
This is just turkey feathers, just
Okay.
plain, simple wrapping. This is a little bird wing, the entire wing, and then some dyed duck and a little bit of peacock in there.
Oh.
And these ones I really like. And I don't know if other people have made fans like these. I personally have not seen them.
Okay.
But
yeah, this is the first time I've ever actually seen something like
really,
this, other than in movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be the first.
You are.
So the ones with the little rings, I really like because you can put it on your finger and kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
And then when you need it, boom, it's right there.
Right.
And then same, you can put it in a glass. It just holds it up.
Holds it.
And then it's also a beautiful art piece.
Yes.
And then you have a piece like this where it's, again, it can be used as both the artistic or functional, but it has more of a stronger handle. So if you're really trying to get some bad juju away from you, like you have more
really,
power behind you.
Oomph behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, so the different, I always say that people are attracted to what is meant for them. So some people come up to my booths and they're attracted to one type of feather and they don't want to see any other kinds.
Okay.
And that could be their own relationship with that kind of bird, whether it has a significance for them spiritually, emotionally, physically.
Right.
So it just depends on the person, really, and what they're drawn to.
That's really interesting. It's very cool. Can I actually see that one?
Yeah.
I want to see this one and I want to see that one. So there's a stone on this one. Now I know that stones help with, with your energy and different things as well. Is there a reason, same thing on this case, or just make it look prettier?
Same thing. So you can take power from that stone, or it wouldn't be really taking power. Let me rephrase that. Using the power from the stone and having it help enhance your cleansings.
I've recently gotten into understanding my energy myself. I have stones on my hat.
Nice.
To clear any kind of bad thoughts I may have, because I always do, and it does help.
Mm.
If anyone actually wonders, it's pretty amazing because whenever I start trying to talk trash, my brain goes blank.
That's perfect.
Right? It just completely goes blank, and I'm like, you know what?
Not
It
even
doesn't
worth
even matter
it.
to me. It doesn't even matter to me. I love that one.
Thanks.
I love this one. I love the green. I love all the color and the fact that I thought this was peacock, somewhat of peacock.
Yes.
Because it's so pretty and stuff. And when I was younger, I actually grew up off closer to the street called it was called Gentleman, but in Spanish. Shoot, whatever. If you know the word in Spanish for gentleman, put it in the comments. I've lost it. But there was peacocks that would live out there, and every single morning they would be like, come on the roof and stuff, and you're like, and I'm like, yes, peacocks.
They're really cool.
And they're
animals.
so cool. It's so pretty.
Oh yeah.
Especially when they like open up
Strut
their
stuff.
so pretty. So you do all that and you bring that to the oddities market, and you're going to be there this month.
I will.
Third Friday of every month.
I will. I am in booth 65, which is outside by the food trucks.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm hoping that someone with really yummy food is behind me, so that'll draw more people.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Hopefully, McFoodland's behind you because they always have a good little drawing. That'd be awesome. So you got me a little baggie.
I did. Do you want to open it up?
I do. May I?
Yes, you may.
Ooh, it's a gift. We got a candle. We got sage. Oh. Yes. Put that somewhere safe. Yeah. You know how excited I am that you just gave me a feather?
So glad.
Oh, and a stone. Okay.
So
yes, teach.
Let me
teach.
Let me share some of the knowledge that I have learned. So I am a Pachacuti Mesa tradition carrier, which is a cross shamanic lineage that most of our knowledge comes from Peru. And so with that, I have learned before that I was working with the elements, and I knew what I was doing because I intuitively knew, but I was never taught really how to commune with them in a certain way.
Okay.
So through this tradition, I have learned more on opening portals and sacred space, as well as really communing with the different elements and all of the things that go with it. So you have a stone, which that would be, if we're going to make a little mesa for you, you're going to put it right here. And so that is in your south for Pachamama and earth.
Okay.
And then you're going to take your shell, and that represents the water element and also Mama Kia, which is the moon. And so that goes in the west.
Over here or up here?
Over here.
Oh, west. Yep. West. Like a compass.
Yes. And then we have air. So the feather goes for that.
Makes sense.
Wiracocha, which is creator creatrix. And that goes in the north. And then we have fire in the east. And that is the sun, Father Inti. And so that goes right there. And you have your own personal little mesa there where you can work with all of the elements. And the way that we set it up puts you in a spiral as well. Mm-hmm. So that way, if you wanted to open up a portal, you go ahead and do that. And then poof, right there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to do some cleansing. I've been working on meditating more. So
yeah?
I definitely want to start cleansing myself and doing stuff. I really do actually kind of feel it. I felt it as I started learning more about it, how it makes a lot more sense with your energies and everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put this back because
yeah, go ahead.
The fan's blowing it.
Blow it away.
I don't want it to. I don't want it to. You are going to stay right there. And there is a cleansing. I've done light therapy where it's like has like making me feel better mentally and like through like chemical changes through my body. I've gone through meditation where I've been able to feel a more peaceful line of direction of where I need to go.
Beautiful.
And then I've I've wanted to is Kong Qigong? Qigong?
Qigong.
Qigong. I want to try that. I've only seen people try it, mostly because it was like the end of the event, and I didn't want to be like, oh, let me jump in there, So I didn't get to, but I've got to see other people try, and I've seen people cry, moan, laugh. I've seen so many things that it's really wild and interesting that things that we have done from the beginning of time when we were in tribes and doing this is now coming full circle again to beyond the time of technology where this is still affecting us as humans or aliens on this earth. I like how we connected on that one too.
I felt that.
And it's changes the way we affect ourselves in this space that we're in, and also changes the way we interact with other beings in the space that we're in. Yes. And really, like the knowledge that you're willing to bring to the table, it's something that not everything. Sometimes people talk to me, and it's very hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm 100% behind you on that. But there's things like this. Definitely the energy, why waving it away from you, and that I definitely can understand that because I can feel it. Once again, my one of my co-hosts, Elo, whenever we're working on this new music thing where we're taking the new popular songs from artists and some of his music and then collaborating them. I'm doing the lyrics, he's doing the music, and we're doing this thing. And it's really it was my second time, but he's really been able to be like this is the present you, the future you already has it. So this is just the energy that you're feeling right now.
Yeah,
and
you just really, gotta channel it down into you.
And he tells me, like, you feel that energy right here. It's like it's a pit existence. It's something that you're meant to do. Go do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. and even now talking about it, I can feel the energy is getting me all excited and getting me all feeling. And I have to acknowledge them and let them go at the same time because I can't like dwell on what was and what is.
Yeah.
I just have to go and do it. If you guys don't understand, you guys need to watch a lot more podcasts with me and us and CSL. And I hope I get to have a lot more podcasts with you.
Yeah.
Especially not so much businessy and talking about all this, but really talking about what we were talking about at the beginning of this podcast.
About the consciousness and where do we come from and what is our purpose of being here? Who knows?
Maybe we already do. I don't know.
I think that we do deep down inside. It's just allowing ourselves to bring that energy and information in.
I think it's very difficult to be able to get there with the world that we live in today. But the simple fact that you have to go to work, you got to pay these bills, you got to go grocery shopping, you got to go take care of kids, you got to do school, you got to do your car broke down, you got a flat tire. There's no real time for someone to sit down and be like, forget everything.
Yep.
Who am I?
Yes. And that's the biggest thing. Who am I?
Yeah.
And why am I here? And what is the point of humans being here? Because it's not to do a 9-to-5 job.
No, it's not.
It's to, well, this is my perspective of it.
Watch us have the same perspective. Go.
Yeah. It's to allow our consciousnesses to evolve and grow from whatever level or layer that we're at to the next one.
Right.
Kind of going back to the dog thing where they think that we're immortal. My understanding is when an animal comes into this incarnation that they are, I want to say, like in the 2D. They're aware of themselves and others, but they don't have a true identity yet. And so with them being around us, we help them realize my name is Fluffy.
Yeah.
This is my home. This is my mom and dad. And
yeah.
They get their own, they're allowed to have their own personalities. Right. And so when they transition and then incarnate in the next life, hopefully they have learned enough from being around our consciousness that they then get to be the 3D level. And then maybe they're a person the next time. And so again, this is all my perspective.
Right.
So I'm not claiming to know anything.
We are not scientists. We are
No.
not theologians. We are not anything. We are just humans, maybe not talking theories that we like.
Yes. So I think the point of being here is to figure out why we're here.
Right.
And there's so much from the past civilizations that we don't know about because we've been quote unquote brainwashed to think that things were X, Y, and Z
Right.
when maybe they were A, B, and C.
Right.
So that's my little spiel on
I
all
like
that.
it. I agree with you. It really makes me think because obviously now in 2023 we're realizing our government has lied to us about multiple things. The CDC has lied to us about multiple things. Most humans have the same amount of plastic in their stomach as a small credit card, and like there's a lot of things that we don't know. But the one thing that is constantly true, once again, going back to that beginning of time, tribal times when we were in tribes, and these things were the things healing us and taking care of us and doing this. Now the issue with the same things with us being in that tribe mentality that we are still in is that we are not allowing you into my tribe. I'm not allowing everyone into my tribe. This is not an everybody tribe. This is a very nitpick tribe. I like you. I like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like what you think. I don't like your religion. I don't like your skin tone. I don't like your gender. No. I think, like you said, our next step as humans is to make this world from a living hell into a real heaven, into an Eden that we can really do. But we have to break from that tribe mentality of breaking everyone off, which we're still doing in 2023 between, Republicans and Democrats. Let's just cut all that off, and we are all just the same. We are all the same consciousness, living different experiences, doing different things, and we are. What I want to think is if you were a god and you wanted to experience everything all at once, what would you do?
You'd split yourself up into multiple things and beings.
Yeah, let's create an earth. Sounds like the Bible. Let's create.
Let there be light.
Let there be light. Oh, interesting. And then they created Adam and Eve, and then there was the apple, which I don't think it was an apple. I think it was knowledge. Which if you realize there's this whole planet out here with other people, and we're just you and me are sitting in this. They have clothes on. I'm tired of pulling thorns out my feet. And then you move on, and then now there's millions and millions of people, civilizations going. But we are all the same people. At the end of the day, we all bleed the same. We all die the same. We all end up in the ground the same. We all decompose the same, and we all come back. Did you know because you said something earlier about reincarnation? When you are in your mother's belly, that fluid in there has the same properties as that can cause amnesia.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. It's a little interesting. I would think.
You're sitting there for 9 months, and you come out, and you're screaming and crying, and they're like baby geniuses. You could have a whole personality of something that you once were, and now you got this whole new brainwashing. Of like a dog. This is my mom and dad. These are my friends. I love Barney, and my past life is gone. It's so wild.
It is so wild.
We could so have a conversation together.
Oh yeah, and I can even go deeper on that because I was created through IVF, so I was technically made in a lab. So you add that aspect on top of it, because cells have memories of everything. One of my really good friends, she works through MAPS, and she went to their conference in Denver this past year. And by this past year, it was only like a couple months ago, I think. And she brought up something I can't remember his name. I want to say Alan's something with an S. I don't know. It was a headliner. And she said, I have this friend. She was an IVF baby. Is there anything healing wise that they hold from being basically made in a petri dish and being forced because the egg and the sperm were forced together? And he sat there and talked, and I guess it got like real quiet, and he asked her if she was always cold. She as in me. And my friend said, "Oh, I don't know. I'll have to ask her that." And so he said the reason he asked that, or that came to his consciousness, was because a lot of times the um, eggs themselves are frozen,
Right.
or the embryos are frozen, and so your
Whoa.
cells are holding on to that.
Right.
So when she came to me and told me that, I had just made a comment a couple hours earlier about how I always have to have a shawl with me because I'm always on the chilly
That's
side.
very interesting.
Yeah, so there are so many different layers of
Uh,
things that we remember and don't remember, and that our body remembers and we might not remember.
yeah.
And
Well,
it's a
our
wild
DNA
ride.
carries the last 7 generations of data
Oh,
in
yeah.
us. It's why we are scared of certain things, or have fears, or have certain situations. If you're afraid of the dark, or if you are scared of drowning,
Mm-hmm.
or something, that we are our ancestors live within us.
Yes.
So being made like that, it makes me wonder, like, so IVF, you do have an egg and sperm,
Yes.
and so you do know. Do you know who your parents are? Or
Yes.
okay,
Yes. So my parents tried naturally for 10 years to
okay,
conceive.
okay,
And IVF was very new back then because, like I said before, I'm turning 32 this year. I
right,
think the oldest IVF child is maybe 40 now.
okay,
So it was towards the very beginning. Um, and my mom had surgeries to try and get pregnant. My dad had different procedures as well. Nothing was working. So the doctor said, maybe this is the only way to do it. And they tried, it didn't succeed. They tried again, didn't succeed. And then the third time, it worked with me.
you were 1 in a billion.
Yeah. And
Wow,
yeah, so
that's
it's
awesome.
kind of
That's actually a really
cool.
cool story.
It's kind of cool. And then they tried again after me. That one didn't take. And then they tried a second time after me. And then that one took. And that's my brother.
Okay,
And so both of us were created that way. But it's
is
my
he cold?
mom. Is he? I'm gonna have to ask him because I
Yeah.
haven't asked him since
I love
then.
science so much. You're like my favorite person this week.
Yeah, it's true. Um, but yeah, so it's my mom's egg and my dad's sperm. It was just needed to be forced a little bit
Right.
into it. And so it's really interesting knowing that. And I actually was not made aware of that until I was 25 myself.
Really?
Yeah, so that was part of my whole like spiritual awakening moments. Like there were a lot of ego deaths that happened in
Right.
that year, and I was like, who am I? Why am I here? What is the point of
Yeah.
living?
Because at that
And
point, you're like one in a billion. You're
yeah,
not here for
for just
kicks and
anything.
giggles.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Wow, that is really awesome.
yeah,
That's
so
really cool.
thanks Suzanne and Ed for wanting a baby.
Big shout out. Big shout out. That's really awesome, especially the fact that you can like feel that way about it, because there's a lot of people nowadays that are like, I can't believe my parents had a baby. It's just
Yeah.
me. Like, yeah, no, that's really interesting. You are also probably the first person I actually know of. I mean, I probably know more people now
Mhm.
that we are in the day and age of that, but you are probably the first person I actually know of. Makes me want to ask so many scientific questions. So many scientific questions. Well, that's good. That's really interesting. And you've been working your butt off killing all these things.
Yeah.
So we've talked about your Fused, your Gypsy Groomer, your Heartstar Farm LLC. Which how many horses do you have?
So right now I only have 2 horses and then the 4 mini donkeys. And I'm a barrel racer, so I compete as well. Do you know what barrel racing
Um,
is?
no. Can you explain to me? Because all I'm
Yes.
thinking is a rodeo clown jumping in a barrel at this point and running around.
So if you've been to the rodeos, they have 2 events that are women's events, and that's barrel racing and breakaway roping.
Okay.
And so for the barrel racing, it is a timed event, and it's a I don't even cloverleaf pattern.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's one left, two right. No, one left, two rights, or one right, two lefts, and fastest time wins.
Okay.
So that is another one of the hats that I wear, a cowboy hat.
Awesome. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank
Have you
you.
ever been injured doing that?
Again, knock on wood, not horribly. I did break 3 ribs when I was younger. I was jumping. I wrote English for a while.
Okay.
But thankfully my horses are wild, but they're like a tamed wild.
Right.
Sometimes you'll see my good horse Tatanka, he likes to rear up, so like
Tatanka.
Hi-Ho Silver.
Yeah.
And so he'll just be walking on his back feet, and I'm just like, oh god,
okay, we're doing this right now.
yeah, just stay in the buggy. But thankfully that was really the worst one, the ribs, and that was back when I was in maybe middle school. Yeah.
Wow, that ribs really suck. I know ribs. I've fractured a few.
Yeah.
That
and you
sucks.
just kind of have to wait for them to heal
there's
up.
no like, oh, let me just push them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like laying, and you're like, no, that's not a good way to lay.
Did you have to have one of the breathing tube thingies where you had to blow into it
Oh,
and keep
yeah,
the
to
ball
keep the ball.
up?
Yes, I did.
That
yeah,
was the
I
worst
did.
part, I think.
It
of
hurt.
It
just hurt on that whole. It's actually this side. I don't know why I'm doing it on this side. It's probably because I'm injured right now on this side.
Oh,
but it was actually on
no.
this side. It's either kidneys or gallbladder. I have a doctor's appointment or another doctor's appointment next week, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Speedy recovery for whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I've had kidney stones for a long, long time. I used to really not take care of my body. I'm also over 1 year opiate free.
Woo!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep, and I'm a couple months sober from soda. So yeah, I do drink like this mushroom soda, but it's not really soda. It's just flavored. It's mushroom tea, so I don't count it as soda. But that is my soda, and I only drink water. I eat healthy. I cook. I don't eat fast food unless it's like 9 o'clock at night and I'm not trying to cook.
I feel your pain.
And I'm like, okay, Taco Bell it is. But other than that, I'm like trying to be super healthy, including my energy.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I can't kick is this pain that I have in my kidney gallbladder area. And I'm hoping that it's just like, like I've had like kidney stones for a while, and they just now take care of my body, and it's like, oh, get these out of me, take some medicine and pee them out, and I'll be good.
Yeah.
Or get my gallbladder removed, whichever one.
One of the two.
Whichever one. If I could, if someone wants to give me a good, really clean kidney, let me know. I'll take it. Yeah, but no, yeah. So yeah, do you have anything new coming up? Any new exciting? Wait, hold on. Let me go back.
Okay.
So the second thing other than barrel racing is breakaway
roping.
What is that?
Breakaway roping is when it has to again be a female, because these are the only 2 female events we have in the rodeo world.
Okay.
So
okay, I'll ask that after.
They don't really like women. No, I take that back. So breakaway roping.
Roping.
Yeah. So you have a calf, which is a smaller cow, not full grown. And you go out and rope them. Fastest time wins. When the rope goes tight around its neck and it pulls, instead of the rope being fastened to your saddle horn and not being able to pop off, with breakaway, it is only tied on with a string, so it pops off, hence the breakaway part, and your flag goes in the air, and then your time stops.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just started adding breakaway roping to the rodeos, I want to say within the last 2 or 3 years. This is professional that I'm talking. High school and youth rodeos, girls are allowed to do basically every event. When you get to the professional level, you have the PRCA, which is the Professional Cowboys Association, and then you have the WPRA, the Women's Professional Rodeo Association. So with the PRCA, and now I might be wrong, there might be loopholes around it where women can get their cards for certain things, but the only event that they usually co-sanction with the WPRA is the breakaway roping.
Okay.
The barrel racing, until they just started bringing in the breakaway roping, because the amount of people that rope, male and female, has grown significant in the last at least 10 years. Because you had everyone that was high school and youth rodeoing coming up into the professional levels, and we're like, yo, where can we practice or like compete? So it's cool that we're being able to have that be offered.
That's cool. So, but why don't they do like the whole like riding a bull?
I mean, I don't really know the answer. I know personally I wouldn't want to get on a bull or a bucking horse.
Dangerous.
So dangerous. Yeah. And that's why I think there is a way that if a woman wanted to, that they could get their PRCA card, so the cowboy card, not the women's card. I just don't know too many women that would want to do that. Yeah. Now, I do know women that team rope, which is different than breakaway roping. So team roping is when there's a steer, so a cow with horns.
Okay.
You have a header that gets the horns, and then you have a heeler that gets the back feet. And that's the only event that's like a team one. So now I do know women that have entered rodeos, PRCA rodeos, with a PRCA card for the team roping. But I don't know if I know any that have gotten on bulls or anything like that.
Yeah. See, I would love to do it, but like not get hurt.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
think
the
that's
hard part
problem.
in
I think
it.
that's the biggest problem is that because I grew up down south, Port St. Lucie. We're over by Stewart and Vero. There's like all the cow farms and stuff out there. I mean, we are right on the beach, but if you like go on the opposite side, it's like all farms. And I would always go to like the rodeos and stuff, and it would always be such a good time, such a good time. So that's fun. That's interesting, and I've never seen a woman on a bull, so it's like, huh, okay,
Yeah.
and that makes sense. And plus, I get it. I mean, first off, I do know that like women's thighs are a lot stronger, so maybe they're like worried that a girl's gonna get on there and be like,
beat all the
be like,
guys.
this was rough, you know, like so maybe it could be that, but also at the same time, like a lot of the girls are like dainty and frail, and like I don't even want to be on a bull, and I work out a little bit, and I don't want to do it. So yeah, have a girl on there and like get flung makes sense. Makes sense. But I would love to see it either way. I mean, it's like women MMA fighting.
Oh yeah.
Like both of y'all are really scary, and I don't want to be in the ring, but I would definitely love to watch both of y'all go at it.
Yeah, and cheer on the side.
Yeah, like, yay! Kick their butt! Yay! Just not mine.
Yeah. Go for that one.
Yeah, you're so tough. Yeah, I'm all about that. You can be the most powerful, or you can be the most successful, whatever you want to be, man, woman, child, whatever. But if you want to hurt me, just leave me alone.
Yeah. I always say I'm a lover, not a fighter. So if you're looking for a fight, don't come to me.
But I will fight for those I love.
Oh, yes.
Keanu Reeves taught me that one. All right. Well, you got so we got your event shouted out for for September's third Friday event. I say October because it's oddities. And then you have your September 9th, 6 to 10.
Yes.
At your location.
At my location.
Drum Circle.
Yep. And they can find more information and my cell phone number to RSVP and get all the information on Facebook or Instagram. You can go to Heartstar Farm. You can look myself up directly. On Facebook, I am Rebecca Weiner, Weiner, spelt like Wiener, pronounced like Weiner. And then you can also look up Fused by Rebecca Previn. Previn is my middle name.
Okay.
And yeah, so all the information is there. And
we'll put it up there for YouTube, down there. No, up there for Facebook, down there for YouTube. You already know. I'll put all the tags. I'll even put all the stuff for the drum circle so that you can just click and lead the way. You want to do any shout outs for anyone at home or anyone that you want to shout out? I'll throw them at the bottoms.
Just thank you to all of the conscious people out there that, are showing up and doing the thing. And it's a great time to be alive.
It is. It is a great time to be alive. The safest, the most open-minded, and the best time to be brave about who you are.
Yes. And if you haven't thought about it today, who you are, like in the deep sense,
right.
I invite you to do that.
Write down your name and then define that name.
Or even cross it out. Because, technically, your name is something that someone else gave you. So it's like, who is behind that?
But if you can't look at that.
Yeah, that's a little much.
That's very deep. You got to go a lot deeper for that. So if you're first starting, find out who you are by name. If someone says your name, for example, Juan, who are you? If someone else is gonna say, hey, Rebecca, you are an amazing, multi-hatted, creative person. Find out who you are. Find out who you are and who other people think of you. And then maybe you can then remove the name and find out who you are beneath all of them.
Yes.
Wow. I love talking to you.
Me
We're
too.
so going to do this again, but I have a panel coming up for this random rabbit hole.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about flat earth, round earth. We're going to be talking about our consciousness and if we were aliens that from another planet that came to Earth and crashed and now we're stuck here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.